What's going on, everyone? So, with the Lakers officially eliminated from the playoffs of the NBA Summer League, I want to start diving into Summer League players, and I want to start with the ones that I think have shown the most and have the most potential of actually making the Lakers roster. And the first one I want to start with is D'Moi Hodge. He's a guy that I was excited for and have talked about on several occasions. He was a guy when the Lakers actually signed him to a two-way deal. I was like, Lakers just got our new, shooting guard 3-and-D style. He's 6'4", 188 pounds, 24 years old, obviously went undrafted, but a legit 3-and-D style who shot 40% from three in college, right? And showed some real promise in Summer League. Now, he had a really rough game, but so did everybody. The last game in which we played the Memphis Grizzlies yesterday, it was just bad all around. Like, nobody played well. And I guess Figueroa. But outside of Figueroa, Castleton, he shot 50%, but he didn't really do too much. And then Hodge he just had a rough game. But that happens, right? It's Summer League. He's young. He's a rookie coming in. He's a guy that, even if he does get rotation minutes for the Lakers, it's not going to be asking to do much. But he is a guy that I absolutely could see the Lakers bringing in at that 15 spot. Now, obviously, the Lakers need a center. That's why I said the 15th spot, because the idea would be you bring in another center, whomever that is, and then now you could bring in Hodge, which, if you look at the Lakers roster with another center, you can make an argument that the shooting guard position has the least amount of depth, although there are always options and flexibility. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh man, like the Lakers desperately need a shooting guard. No, it's fine. You got like Taurean Prince. You could always move D'Lo to the 2 if you needed it. Austin Reeves will obviously be the starter, but it wouldn't hurt to just have a legit 3-and-D shooter. And again, he had several games where he just went off for 20 plus points. He had a game where he hit 6 triples. He was 6 of 13. He had 4 rebounds, some assists, only played 30 minutes. And that was the game against the Celtics in which we lost. That was the first loss. So not the Memphis game, but the previous game before that. Gave you 22 points, shot 50% from the field, and then, just under 50% from three. He shot 45% from three. So this is a guy that showed he has the ability to be a legit shooting threat as well as a guy that can play legitimate defense, right? And that's what you want to see, especially from these young guys, these rookies. Like, is he a guy that you could throw into the game at any point and he can handle and hold his own? That is what I think you got here with Hodge. I really do. I really think that he's a guy that, if you need 10 minutes, you could throw him in and he can go give you that 10 minutes and he's not going to do too much, right? He's not going to be turning the ball over crazy. He's not going to be doing anything silly. He's going to play the role that's asked of him. He's going to play some hard-nosed defense, get after it on the defensive end. And you get him open looks, he's going to knock him down. And especially with this Lakers roster and Darvin Ham, who you're on the team with Darvin Ham, what do you got? You got the green light. Shoot that thing, right? Shoot it. Throw it up. If you can get the shot off, get it up. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean we want to see him taking silly shots, but he absolutely can just get that thing up, right? If you get a little space, you get a little pocket, shoot it. And you got guys like LeBron James and D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves and all these guys that can make plays for others and that can draw the defense. Even other guys like Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, guys like that who can draw the defense and kick it out to shooters, right? He's a guy that if he can get that space, he can get that shot off, and I think could be a legit threat on this Lakers roster. It doesn't hurt to have another 40% three-point shooter. Now, granted, is that fair to call him a 40% three-point shooter because he hasn't actually played an NBA game? But he did it in college, did it in Summer League. This dude is KCP 2.0, right? And even if he doesn't shoot 40% from three, can he shoot 37, 38%, right? Like, it would not hurt at all to have another 37, 38% three-point shooter. Like, that would be great. Sign me up, right? Like, that would be perfect. And so when you look at KCP and you look at Hodge, I mean, it's uncanny, right? They're the same size. They shoot and have similar like shooting motion. Like it's like the second coming of KCP. And I did this, and I talked about this in my breakdown of KCP and Hodge, so I won't dive into it too much, but like KCP became the KCP we know with the Lakers. Like he was solid in like Detroit and stuff like that, but he didn't really become that legit starting level 3-and-D savvy vet that is just like can help win you an NBA championship until he came to Lakers. And we molded him and developed him, and then he became that piece. And then he went to Denver and ended up winning another championship. I absolutely believe we could do the same thing with Hodge. Bring him in. You don't really have to play him much. He can do what Max Christie did last year and go back and forth between the G League and the NBA. But you bring him in, you let him get reps with the starters, you let him get reps with the bench guys, you let him kind of develop and mold, put him in the hands of Phil Handy and the others, and really kind of just start molding him. I wouldn't be shocked if in, a year or two, he's our real rotation piece. Again, I'm not saying starting level or anything like that. I'm not expecting that. But can he be our backup shooting guard, right? Like that's perfect. Can he be another piece, right? Like let's say next year, you lose D'Lo, you lose Prince, you lose all these guys, right? Can you have, or say 2 years, right? D'Lo has another year. Let's say he does up. Let's say all that stuff. So let's say Hodge the next 2 years spends just developing under the Lakers banner, right? And then in 2 years, he's 26 years old. He comes in, you lose D'Lo, you lose everything, right? And you could just move Reeves to the 1, have Christie at the 2, and then in a backup position, you could have Gabe Vincent at the 1, and then Hodge at the 2. Perfect, especially if he can come anywhere close to KCP. Anywhere close, right? Like, can he be a consistent night in and night out three-point shooter? Now, obviously, he's going to have good nights. He's going to have bad nights. All shooters do. But it's the consistency. Like the difference between like a KCP and like a Beasley, right, who we had. Beasley doesn't really provide anything on the defensive end. So when his shot isn't falling, he's at times unplayable, right? KCP, if he's not hitting shots, he's still getting after it defensively. He's still making plays and doing things that impact the game of basketball outside of his shot. Right? I see that from Hodge. I see him as a guy that, yes, like he might have games where he's 2 of 10 from 3, but at least you could still leave him on the court to play defense, to make the hustle plays, do the dirty work, and he'll gladly do that. You need players like that. Like what can you bring besides your one ace? Right? Like what's your ace? Okay, you're a 3-point shooter. That's great. What else can you do? Right? You look at guys like Cole Schwider, right? Like his ace is 3-point shooting. He's a great elite NBA level 3-point shooter. But what else can he do? That's the problem. You just look at him and go, hey, he's not good at anything else. Right? And so with Hodge, you look at him and go, all right, even when he's not hitting a shot, he's still really good defensively, still gets after it. He's a great point of attack guard. Like he's got good size, good instincts. He's a vet. Right? Like as far as like, his age and stuff goes. So he doesn't really make mistakes the way that some of these young guys do. He's a guy that can just come in, play. If you give him 10 minutes, if you give him 30 minutes, he's going to play his role. He's not going to get out of pocket. He's going to stay in his lane and do what you ask of him. You need me to play defense and knock down threes? All right, sign me up, coach. Let's do that. Like that is the kind of pieces you need. Those are the young guys that you're looking for. Guys that can come in and make an impact and actually contribute on a nightly basis if need be. And I absolutely believe that Hodge is that guy. I think he's a guy that absolutely can come in and make a reasonable impact for this Lakers roster. I mean, the Lakers liked him during his tryouts. He had his tryout. They brought him back again because they liked him so much from the first tryout. And the next thing you know, he gets a 2-way contract after the draft. Like this wasn't like hey, we kind of liked him in college, 40. But no, they worked this guy out twice, and we're like, oh no, this is a guy we need to get. we need to figure out how to get this guy. Hopefully he goes undrafted. And likely the only reason he went undrafted is because he's 24 years old, right? Like if he was 19, I guarantee he would have been drafted. Or if he was 20 or something. I mean, you're talking about a 40% three-point shooter that can play legitimate defense. Like that's highly sought after. Every team in the league would love to have a KCP. And you're looking at a potential another one, right? Now, I'm not saying he's not as good right now, but like to get to the level of KCP is not something great. Like I'm not talking about prime Klay Thompson here, right? We're talking about like KCP, who is a role guy. He's a very good role guy. He's a piece that, he can be your starting shooting guard and you can win a championship because we've seen him do it with the Lakers and we've seen him do it with the Denver Nuggets. That's what we want from him, right? Can he be a starting level guy that's in a bench role because we got like Max Christie and Austin Reeves? If he can, then perfect, right? Like that's what you're looking for. You're looking for those gems. And I really think the Lakers found a gem in Hodge. I think we saw it throughout the course of the summer league. I think, he clearly stood out on countless occasions. He could shoot the ball, he could play defense, he could do everything that you want from a player like him. And I definitely think he deserves a spot, right? You bring him in, you allow him to mold under the Lakers banner, like I said. You flip-flop them back and forth between Summer League and the actual league, or not Summer League, but G League and the actual league, and let him grow and develop, and then maybe next year he's the next, Max Christie or Austin Reeves or something like that stepping in. You can't have enough guys like this. You can't have enough legit 3-and-D style guards and forwards, right? You just can't. That's what the league is all about. Can you have a bunch of really good, talented, switchable, positionless in many ways, even though position is still important, as much as, people like to say we're in a positionless NBA. No, like the teams that continue to win are the teams that actually have positions. And then you look at a team like Toronto that just has basically an entire roster of 6, 7, and above guys, and they can't even make play. Like you still need your point guard, you still need your 3-and-D shooting guard, you still need your sizable forwards, right? And you still need a legit center. And this is the guy that could fill one of those needs. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think of Hodge? Do you like him? Do you think the Lakers? Yeah, bring him in, keep him going. Let's add him to the roster. Or do you think no, he's not ready yet? Need to still keep him on a 2-way, give him a little time. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.